So anybody new today, apart from the people who has joined yesterday? Anybody joined newly today? Or people who didn't join in yesterday have gone through the recordings of yesterday's session? Can you guys quickly raise your hands so that I will just able to figure it out how many of you are from yesterday and new to today? Anybody new to today session? People, am I audible? Hello.
Yes.
Okay. So anybody new to the session? I hope nobody. I hope everybody joined yesterday. Okay, no problem. We can just quickly begin with the session. So yesterday we had went with a few of the scenario-based interview questions. I hope people have went through all the everything have been understood well and good. Okay, so yesterday we went with all the part with the self-introduction part and the technical, how to answer in the technical part with respect to your projects and everything, and scenario based interview questions was being discussed yesterday with respect to the Selenium and Java. Okay, so today's scenario is all about, today's agenda is all about the part to, let me share my screen here. Okay, so yesterday we had covered all the core concepts of the WebDriver, web element, and a few concepts of the TestNG with respect to the TestNG annotations. And apart from that, also we covered about the handling the complex web elements. That is nothing but the handling how to handle the multiple windows, and I had explained about the syntax and how to answer the questions when it is asked with respect to the scenario based. Okay, and today let us look into the few of the things of the, let us look into the few sample resume, and along with that let us have some interactions with the and just similar to the mock interview which happened yesterday, let us have some interaction so that you'll be having some good preparations for your interview. Okay, so yes, today before going up with the resume building and the interview tips, let me discuss about the few important Java programs. Okay, let us cover some of the Java programs and the questions with respect to the Java. Okay, so yes. So as I told, as I told yesterday, with respect to the Selenium automation, if you are applying for a job, it is a very expected thing that the Java concepts also will be asked in the interview. Okay, so let us discuss like what will be the main commonly asked. I hope we just can't cover the entire thing, like there are more than 300 400 interview questions. Okay, but still, let us pick up few of the very most commonly asked interview questions with respect to the Java. Okay, so yes. Now, I want anybody of you, from the previously attended people also, it is fine. Okay, somebody is asking yesterday's recording. Okay, I'll just, you can just put the same in the WhatsApp channel and the team will coordinate with you. Okay, they'll share you the recordings as well. Okay, so yes, with respect to the Java programs, I want anybody of you to share your screen. Okay, if you are prepared for the interview also, it is fine. And if you're not prepared, and if you're still preparing also, it is fine. And I'll just help you how to resolve the resolve or write the program. Okay, so now let us write one of the basic Java program. Okay, so now I want anybody of you to share your screen. Okay, I see Rahul is there. Rahul, can you share your screen? And you joined in your desktop, able to join share your screen? Anybody of you guys? It will be a very practice for you, and I'll just help you out in writing the program as well. Okay. And also, I'll give you the list of the programs like which you can expect in the interview. Anybody else can share your screen, guys, quickly? People who joined in with the desktop. So no need to hesitate that you are not sure about Java programming, or you don't know about Java, or you have some basic idea also, it is fine. I'll just help you out in writing the code. Anybody of you guys? Okay, since it is a Q&A session, I want you guys, everybody to unmute yourself and keep more interaction. So I see Suresh. Suresh, can you share your screen? Is it possible? Okay. Okay, you can open your online Java online compiler. Okay, and you can share your screen. Okay. So yes, one more thing I just missed out yesterday to give my introduction. Okay, so let me just have like, since I was just occupied with the uh, concepts to be covered, I just missed out to say my introduction. So I'm myself Rachana, and I have experience of 6 to 7 years in training the students with respect to the Selenium Java and the automation testing with respect to the TestNG framework and the Cucumber framework, as I shared you the content of my course last night on the same channel. Okay, so yes, and currently I'm the part of the Isha Training Solutions, where I'll be taking the sessions in the online platform. Okay, so yes, awesome, Shuris. So now, if you are sure, also it is fine, and if you are not sure, also it is fine, no problem. Okay, so now I'm just asking you one simple basic program. So where you have to write the syntax for swapping the two numbers without using the third variable. Can you try it, or you want me to help it out? No problem. Even if you're not sure, no problem. Okay, since it is a preparation platform, if you are failing also, it is fine, but make sure that you are always prepared well. Okay, so you can write a program to swap the two numbers. Okay, so just say that you have some random number. Okay, any numbers you can take. Okay, so you can expect this question in the interview, guys, if you are applying as an fresher. Okay. So yes, you have taken the two variables, that is a equals 5 and b equals 10. Okay. So now, okay, a equals b and b equals c. Okay. So where the result will be stored, Suresh? It will be stored in a b, right? Or a? Is Suresh audible for everybody? I can't hear you, Suresh. Maybe you have some speaker issue. Correct. And A value will be stored in B. Okay. So, yes. Now I want you to print the. So, will you get an output if you run this code? Suresh, you can try this. Okay, I think you can just use the single equals to. The double is not required, I feel. Okay. Can you run the program? So, yes, there is a syntax error. So, what is that you can do? Like, if you want to swap the two numbers without using the third variable. Okay, so what you can do is the value will be just get the compiler will just get confused because here the logic is just quietly incorrect. Okay, so where in the initialization also, okay, why have you initialized? Yeah, you initialize after the main method you have written before the main method. Can you add the sixth and seventh line after the main method? Yeah, perfect. Now can you try? Okay, so you don't need to use the data type here. Okay, can you remove the int here? Yeah, now. Okay, so you can observe here, it is very good to make a mistake and just see how the logic works so that you can change it accordingly. So what is the A value here? So A value you have initialized as 5 and B value you have initialized as 10. Correct, right? So now I want the I want the number to be swapped and it has to be stored in the A. Okay, so what is that? Without using the third variable, you can use the arithmetic operations. Okay, so we are not using any third variable, or you can use any of the bitwise operator or the arithmetic operations. So what you can do here is you can add it as A equals A plus B and B equals A minus B. So what does it becomes here? So A becomes the sum of A and B and the B becomes the original value of A. Okay, so yes, you can give it as A equals A plus B and B equals A minus B. Okay, and A equals A minus B. In the next line, A equals A minus B. Next line. Yes, awesome. Perfect. Now you can observe that you are printing the A plus B. So what is the logic here is, so you're swapping without, you're not using any third variable, but A becomes the value of, yes, the A becomes the sum of the A and B, whereas the B becomes the original value of A. And again, the A becomes the original value of B. So when A equals A minus B. So now if you run the code, okay. So now you can see that A value is 10 and B value is 5. That is the swap result. Correct, right? Okay, perfect, Suresh. Thanks for sharing. And yes, let us have one more simple program. Yes, you can keep on sharing, like let it be in the shared only. Okay, so one more Java program. Let us go with the string. Okay, so in the numbers, I'll give you some list of programs after once this program is executed. Okay, so where you can refer and expect that these will be the programs where you have to focus on for your interview preparations. Okay, so this is with respect to the string. Okay, so now I'm just giving you one uh, definition here. Okay, so not a definition, just a word, that is hello Java. Okay, hello Java program. Okay, so you can just see it in the chat, Suresh. I'll just help you out, no problem. Okay, so now I want in the output that the program should be written first. That is nothing but in the output I want program Java hello. Okay, so it is something I just want. I'm not telling it directly. What is the program that? Which program is this? Okay, I want in the output as program Java hello. Okay, I want hello Java program. Okay, hello Java program is the input. I want to program Java hello. So what is the program, guys? So the program is so I'm not like interviewer will not say you what program it is, but still let me say you that the program is you have to reverse the string word by word. Okay, yes, awesome, Suresh. Okay, so the first thing what you have to do, you have to initialize the string. Okay, yes. So now let us go with yeah. Let us go with the simplified. Yes, perfect. You can go ahead.
Can use a split function for splitting, right? With the space and
Sorry.
hello.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Suresh.
We can use the split function for splitting that
Yes,
string.
yes, perfect. You can use the split function. Okay, so that is nothing but you can take a string array and then you can create one object, that is object, and then you can call that object, that is x dot split off method. Okay, and as I told in the regular batch session that you can use the split function which is inbuilt. Okay, yes, perfect, Suresh. Okay, so you can take a string array. String array object is equals to object dot split, and you can add the double quotes inside there, empty double quotes.
So, to write that string array, right?
Yes, yes.
X of
You
array.
you can take a string array there. Okay, let me share that line in the chat. Okay, you can take string array object. Okay, one more object you can create and you can call that object, that is x dot split off method with the double quotes. Okay, you can just check the chat. Okay, so then you can take one more string class, object in order to store the results. So that is nothing but string reversed is equals to double quotes, because I want to store the reversed, I mean, we have to store the result. Okay, and then what you can do there is you can use the for loop in order to reverse it. Yes, perfect. Okay, so you can use the for loop. So how will I use the reverse for loop? So that is nothing but for int I is equals to, that is object. What is the object? That is obj object dot length minus 1 and I greater than or equal to 0 and I minus minus. Okay, so in the output statement, like inside the for loop, yes, perfect, Suresh. Okay, so inside the for loop, where the result has to be stored, it has to be stored in the reverse object. So that is nothing but reverse is equals to, yes, you have to concatenate that. So reverse plus is equals to, what is the object you have created? The second object, that is obj. Okay, that is obj of I. Okay, obj of I plus the space which you have created. Okay, so in the output statement, what will be the output statement then? System dot out dot println. Uh, what is the, yes, perfect. So you can close the for loop. Okay, there only you can close the for loop. Okay, so that is nothing but reversed object. Okay. So are you guys aware of the trim off method that is present in the Java? People, please be more interactive. It's an interview question. I hope I know everybody's intent is for preparing for interview only. So if you are interactive, then only it just works. So I've just shared in the chat, Suresh. You can just check the chat. Okay. So that is nothing but object of object plus the space. So anybody aware of the Dwarakant? You are aware of the trim off method? What is trim off method? It returns a new string, correct, right? So that is nothing but the white space. The space, whatever we are giving, the space will be removed. So that is what the function of the trim off method. Okay. So yes. Okay, perfect. Now you can close the, yes, curly braces twice. Yes, perfect. Okay. So now if you run it, okay, perfect. Okay, program Java hello is the output. Yeah, perfect, Suresh. Awesome. So you can just share this piece of code in the chat or in the WhatsApp group. So if people need to refer it, they can refer. Okay. So everybody clear, guys? Can you acknowledge by raising your hands that everybody is clear, or you can give a thumbs up? Anything to be more interactive? Okay. Yes. Thanks, Suresh, for sharing your screen. Okay, you can just stop sharing your screen. Okay, so now I'm giving you the list of program. Okay, thank you for sharing it. Let me just add this program in the chat. If people are missed out or anything, they can refer it. So, yes. Okay, I've shared the program there. Okay, so now there is one more question with respect to the like the for the interview point of view. Okay, so now what is constructor? Can you explain the constructor? What is the usage of the constructor? Can anybody answer it? for the people who already attended the Java courses or already completed the program also can answer it, or if you are new, it's fine. But yes, can anybody answer this question? It's a very simple thing where you can expect this question. So that is, what is constructor
Constructor
and
is
what is
to
the,
initialize the object.
sorry?
Constructor is used to initialize the object.
Correct, yeah.
Whenever we create the class, by default, constructor will be created. And
Correct. Default constructor.
yeah, constructor does not have return type. That is the only difference between the method, and it should be the same name as a class name.
Correct, exactly. So it should be the class name should be same name as the constructor name should be same name as the class name. Best way to use string builder class, and it is easy. Okay. Perfect, Suresh. So that is the usage of the constructor. Okay. So yes, before going with the concepts, okay, let me give you a few Java programs, okay, where you can just refer it. I mean, you can highlight more on the interview point of view, which is most frequently asked Java programs. Okay, you can either make a note of it, or you can just make a note, or you can rewatch the recording, however, as per your convenience. Okay. So, yes, just a minute. Okay. So, as you people know, like we'll be having some of the categories in the Java programs. That is nothing but the numbers program and the array program or the string program. Okay. So most any one person may appear from out of three. That is the Java number program or arrays or strings. Okay. You can expect these three categories. Okay, which can be asked for sure. Okay, so with respect to the basic programs, okay, that is numbers program, you can make a note of these programs. Okay, so that is the prime number program. Okay, so you have to write a Java program to print the whether the number is prime or not. Okay, you can make a note of it, guys. Okay, and next program is the palindrome program. Okay, so if you attend the like in the regular session, like where we will be executing all the programs, that is covering the interview point of view, plus also the covering the course content, as I mentioned yesterday in the channel, on the same WhatsApp channel, you can go through that. Okay, so there I'll be explaining all these concepts in depth, and explaining the basics of Java from the scratch, and along with covering from the scratch to the advanced. That is nothing but how you can handle the exception handling, and followed by all the arrays concept and the oops concept in the Java. Okay, so that things will be covered in the during the session. Okay, so since it is a very short duration, where I'll be highlighting you with the most frequently asked interview questions, and you can just practice the same programs. So I think you can expect the any program, the any one or two programs, you can expect it for sure in your interview. Okay, so as I told, the prime number program, okay, and the factorial program in Java. Okay, so to print whether the to print the factorial of a number. Okay, the third program is the factorial of a that is nothing but the factor to print the factorial of a number. Okay, so one more thing with respect to the patterns. Okay, apart from this, you will be having these are some of the basic things. If you are attending as a fresher, it can be expected. And with respect to the pattern program, okay, if you are aware of the pattern program also, it's fine. If you're not aware also, it's fine. You can practice this program. Okay, so the pattern program, it just goes like, let me share my screen here. Yes, Swami, you have something to speak up. You are just raising your hand.
Yes, ma'am. Can I ask one question?
Yes, please.
Ma'am, I just wanted to know the that first Java program we took, reverse the string. So, is any logic behind it? Why interviewer is asking for reversing the string? Because while writing test cases, manual test case, we no need of such requirement of reversing the string or. Uh,
Correct.
so I mean, I wanted to know the logic behind it.
Perfect. Thanks for your question. Okay. So the thing is, if you are attending your interview, like Swami, you're experienced or you are a fresher for the automation testing, you are
Ma'am,
already.
I'm fresher, ma'am.
Okay, so if you are a fresher, okay, so you can just assume like the for the fresher, any one of the coding question will be asked for sure. Okay, you can expect that. And again, I am telling it, it is based on the interviewer, and it is not that every interviewer will ask. As you guys know, there will be a technical round for the first round of interview, and then followed by the coding interview or whatever as per the company, as per the organization you are attending the interview. Okay, so for the if you are a fresher, for sure you must be having the core Java concept, you must be knowing some basics of Java. Okay, that is with respect to the Selenium WebDriver. If you are working with the Selenium with Java, so if you are working with the Selenium with Python, so you can expect the Python programs. So basics of program will be for sure. Okay, so
Okay.
basics, that's what I'm just highlighting in this workshop. That is nothing but what is the programs that you must be knowing it for sure, and the content, what are the concepts to be, you must be knowing it. For as an automation test engineer, you must be knowing few concepts. Okay, so which I've shared in the content. Okay, those are the like yesterday I shared one PDF in the group. Okay, if you have not received it, you can just ping on the same group. Okay, I'll just reshare it. So yes, there you can see what all the concepts you must be knowing it for sure. Okay, if you're attending an interview, so these are some of the most expected question. Are you are clear or still with the doubt?
Uh-huh. Okay. No, so my question is why a reverse of string means there is any specific reason behind it? While automating the manual test case, do we need such kind of things?
Yes. So when you're automating, just assume like yesterday I explained you one syntax with respect to the get title. Okay. So in order to get the title, you must be knowing a few basic idea of the string method and how the string works. Okay. So this is somewhere like you must be knowing some basics of the Java. It is not that specify reverse the string, but yes, these are the concepts which can be can this file be shared at the end of, okay, sure. Okay, so these are the concepts which can be asked for sure. Okay, this is the base. So just assume that you are attending an you are just attending some interview. Okay, for the Java, you can expect these type of questions. That is what it is. Not that why they are asking string and why they are asking numbers.
Mhm.
Just yes.
Okay.
Okay, it is not that you can only test cases to be asked and test scenario. Yes, scenario based we already covered yesterday. Okay, so it is not that they will ask only the test cases, but you must be knowing it Java for sure.
Okay.
Some basics of programming you must be knowing, and these are the programs which will be asked for sure in your interview. Okay, so you can practice this program, or you can just go through and go through the course content, like if you have to get all the programs, so then you will be able to get all these things. Okay, so that
Okay.
is to yes, you are clear, Swami, or
Yes, ma'am.
still
I
confused?
got the answer, and I wanted to know any questions related with Java collection.
Yes, you can expect the questions with respect to the Java collections also. I'll just come there. I'll come to the
Okay.
point like what will be the collection, what will be the questions with respect to Java collection framework.
All right.
Okay, yes, I'll come to there. That is the collection interface. You can just expect the syntax for the collection, that is the list interface that I think you must be knowing that is array list.
Mhm.
Okay, you
Yes.
can expect the array list, yes, array list syntax, or you can just expect a few of the priority queue. Okay, so you can expect those kind of questions. Yes, for the basics, I think this must be sufficient, Swami. Okay,
Oh, thank you.
okay, cool. So where was I? Okay, yes. Okay. Now, I think the next program you can expect is to print a pattern program. Okay, let me share in the chat. Okay, you can expect any of the program to. I just shared in the chat. Okay, you can expect a similar patterns or diamond pattern or the pyramid pattern or the triangle pattern or any of the letter pattern, that is something like L. L will be one of the pattern with respect to star, or just assume the pyramid pattern with the number. Okay, that is nothing but 1 2 3 4 5 with respect to the numbers. Okay, you can expect these kind of patterns in your interview to print this kind of pattern. Okay, you can expect these kind of Java programs. Okay, and as I told, that is the swapping the two numbers can be expected, and you can expect Java program to copy all the elements from one array to another array. Okay, so where you have to create a two array. Okay, so that is to take one input and to print all the input to be printed in that array two, that is from printing the copying the number from one array to the another array. Okay, you can expect those kind of questions, and along with that you can expect the Java program to find the largest number in an array. Okay, so largest number in an array just goes like, so just assume I have given an array of 23 for 34 and 78. Okay, so in this array, which is the largest number, it is 78. So you have to print the 78 array, I mean 78 number only. So you have to write a program in such way. Okay, and you can expect the with respect to the string program, you can expect the to count the total number of characters in the given string. So what will be the characters? So if I just say that workshop is a character. Okay, so WORK SHOP. Okay, this is the workshop. Okay, so what is the number of character here? 4, and 8 is the number of character. Okay, you have to take one count variable and you have to print the number of characters in the given string. Okay, so in the output you have to print it as 8. Okay, so yes, and apart from that, you can expect the duplicate character. In most of the interviews, it will be asked. Okay, so as Swami asked, it's a very good question. Why they will ask, yeah, a program with respect to the Java concepts? Okay, since you are with the Java Selenium Java programming, Selenium WebDriver with the Java, you must be having a good prior knowledge of this Java. So they will just check you with your programming. I mean, and they'll check your programming skills. Okay, so you must be knowing few concepts here. Okay, and the one more is to find the reverse of a string. Okay, so reverse of a string is one is you have to print workshop. So you have to reverse the string, that is POHSK. So just you have to reverse the string, that is letter by letter, and one more is just now which we executed. So that is reverse word by word. Okay, that will be the program. And one more thing with respect to the Java program. Okay, you can expect the one second. Okay, so one more thing is you can expect the program like to count the total number of vowels and consonants in a string. Okay, I think people who have already attended my session will be having this program. Okay, so that is the vowels and consonants in a string. So vowels is nothing but A, E, I, O, U are the vowels. I think you must be knowing this. E, E, I, OU. Okay. So in this, you have to, in this workshop, you must be knowing the vowel. So how many vowels are there here? So O is a vowel here, and you have a, yes, you have a two vowels. Okay. So you, in the output, you have to print the how many number two vowels, and the remaining six are the consonants. Okay. So four and four, sorry, two vowels and six are the consonants. Okay, so this is these are the few of the most commonly asked Java programs. Okay, coming to the Java concept. So as I told, like what is constructor, you can explain that, and I'm just going with one more question. So can anybody explain the inheritance concept or the OOPS concept in the Java? Who already attend the session or who have a knowledge? Yes, please. Yes, Swami, can you try it out? Oops, can you explain the oops concept in Java?
Oops concept, you mean to say the four pillars of Java, right? Polymorphism, inheritance, encapsulation.
Correct, exactly. Can you explain them?
Okay, so yeah, polymorphism means poly means multiple and morphism means form. So we can use one thing in a different way, like overloading of method and overriding of method. So these
Correct.
are two types of polymorphism.
Perfect.
Encapsulation means binding. Encapsulation means binding data members and data in a one class, in single unit class
Correct.
is known as
Correct.
encapsulation.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah, inheritance means inheriting the attributes from parent class to child class is known
Correct.
as
Exactly.
inheritance.
Correct. Perfect. So you just missed out the abstraction.
Abstraction, yes, ma'am. So abstraction is hiding complexity from the user is known as an abstraction.
Correct. Yes. So in the abstract class, you in the abstraction concept, you have both the abstract and the interface. Correct, right?
Right, ma'am.
Yes. Can you explain the difference between the abstract and the interface?
Uh, yes, we cannot inherit the interface.
Yeah.
And, uh,
Yeah, you can try it. No problem if you're missing also. No problem.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me just brief out few of the differences with respect to the abstract class and the interface. Okay, so abstract, the keyword is you can just mention that the basic, I mean the the keyword used in the abstract class is abstract, and the in the interface it is interface. And with respect to the methods, you can say that abstract class, it can have the methods without the body, and it can have the concrete methods with the body. Okay, so in the wherein the interface you can have the abstract methods and as well as the static methods. Correct, right? Okay, and abstract it can have the constructor, and whereas the interface it cannot have the constructor. And with respect to the access specifier, excuse me, I already mentioned during the session. So with respect to the access specifiers, so where the methods, like you can in the abstract class you can have the private, public and protected, where in the interface you just have the methods implemented with the public only. Okay, And with respect to the inheritance, okay, so you guys know that for the abstract class it's not supported, the inheritance, multiple inheritance is not supported by the abstract class, whereas interface it supports the multiple inheritance, okay, where you can just allow where it allows the class to implement the multiple interfaces. Okay, everybody clear with respect to the abstract and the difference between abstract and the interface? And apart from that, Swami, you just missed out the object and classes. Okay, if the four pillars are, it is fine, but also you must mention the object and classes and the object, just the basic
Yes, ma'am. So basic runtime entity is known as object.
exactly. So the classes.
Class, yes, class is nothing but a collection of similar kind of elements is known as class.
Correct. It's a blueprint for creating an object. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes. You must explain the class and then object, and also the, yes, he covered all the encapsulation and the inheritance. Okay. So yes, thanks, Swami. So apart from him, anybody can explain the inheritance concept? What is inheritance and what are the types of inheritance? People who already attended the session. Priya, can you try? Are you there? People, anybody can try the inheritance concept. What is inheritance and what are the types of inheritance quickly?
The inheritance is the one
Please.
which can extend the properties of the parent class. Where we need the properties
Correct.
of the parent class, we can use it and can get the methods which are in the parent class and we can use it in the child class using the extends keyword in the child class.
Correct. Using the extends keywords. That is very important to mention. Perfect. So the types of inheritance,
Single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level.
multi-level, hybrid, and hierarchical. Okay, perfect. Cool. Awesome. So, yes, now let us come to the few of the resumes. Okay, let me share my screen. You can just go through yesterday's recording. Okay, we have covered most of the scenario based interview questions with respect to the Selenium WebDriver. Okay, I know that is not completely sufficient, but you guys know it is a 2 hours of workshop where we are covering the most frequently asked only. And yes, there is still much more to have a preparation for that. One second. Okay, so this is one of my previous batch resume. Okay, person's resume here. Okay, so just assume that you are experienced or you are done a Selenium Java course and you have a knowledge on the TestNG framework and the Cucumber framework. If you are worked or if you are not worked, it is fine not to mention your frameworks. Okay, but yes, to mention the framework is highly important here. Okay, so yes, you can just see the resume, sample resume here. Okay, you can just add the objective as an automation, like always I have the in the objective, just do not write it in a general, don't be so generic, just like am looking for a organization where it provides me satisfaction, job satisfaction. Don't be so generic and casual. Okay, so add, always I prefer to recommend you to add the most of the technical words in your objectives. Okay, this impresses the recruiter. Okay, so that is automation and manual tester with 3+ years of experience managing the automation projects and software testing throughout the testing phase. Okay, expertise in followed by your skill sets, okay, that is quality assurance, automation testing, including the test plans, bug tracking, software test case development, and as per your, you can add it, you can add the Selenium web driver as well in your objective. Don't be generic with respect to your objective. And followed by, you can add your work experience. And always when you're adding your work experience, always mention the duration. In most of the MNCs, in the project, like in the work experience, they will ask you where is the duration you have mentioned in the resume. Okay, I always prefer you to recommend you to add the duration. And one more thing, yes, missed here is, you should always add the duration of the project. Okay, this is one of the most important thing in top MNCs. The It will be asked for sure in your interview. Okay, where is the duration? So in which organization, how many duration? So if you are just say that you have mentioned two organization, that is BLP and Hanon System Private Limited. Okay, so you have to mention in Hanon which project and in the BLP which project. Okay, so that is very important to mention in your projects, in your resumes. Okay, yes, just mention like project 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, he has to mention in which organization, which project, for how many duration. Okay, so for 1 year or 2 year, he has to mention that. Okay, so apart from that, professional summary, always highlight your professional summary. I mean, always highlight your keywords. Okay, so core Java, good knowledge in core Java, white box. So you can just refer this one. Okay, few I'll just since this organization projects and all is very confidential, but still I'm just sharing you few of the professional summary where you can refer it, how you can highlight your professional summary. Okay, so always write, if you're automation test engineer, write it as XPath. Highlight these things. Okay, that is XPath CSS selector. And don't be very generic by adding, I know what is software testing, basics of software testing, SDLC, all these things. But yes, SDLC you can mention it, but do not include only this part and just ignore this part. Okay, always highlight all this part. Okay, the data validation, functional testing, and whatever the testing that you have performed in your previous manual or automation, if you are experienced. Okay, so this covers your professional summary. And coming with your education, always mention your education. Don't need to add that square, what is that, that column, the table, which generic, all the I see in many resumes they have just adding the tabular and mentioning all your 10th standard, PUC, and all. If you are fresher, it is fine. But for an experienced of 1 year or 2 year, always keep it simple. That your highest qualification. Always, if you have done your masters or whatever, just mention it in one line only. So that should be sufficient and looks in a standard way. And do not make your resume look like a colorful. Okay, don't use some fonts like color. I've seen many resumes which is with blue color. If you are using colors, also use a standard colors for preparing your resume, for building your resumes. Okay, always use your standard colors. I always prefer students to go with always the black and white only, not to use the colors at all. Okay, that should not look like funky resumes. Okay, always keep it very standardized. Okay, and apart from that, always highlight your tools expertise. Whatever the tools you have added, highlight this one. Okay, and project details. Okay, always you have, it's a project name or the project title. Always highlight this and give the proper description of your project. Okay, and do not just give just like one line. Do not finish it in a one single line. Give a proper project description. Okay, at least by the resume they should have some idea. Okay, he has worked with some of the artificial intelligence. Okay, this looks like Bile. He has put some Bangalore airport project name, that is Bile. Okay, he has worked with a few of the application attendance. Like this is something readable for the recruiter. Okay, so always keep your description very generic. Okay, this should not complicate your recruiter. What is his saying in this what project he has worked. It should not be very complicated, so anybody should understand. So keep your descriptions like this, and always add this roles and responsibility. I've seen many people missing out this column itself. Always add your roles and responsibility in which project, what is the role. Okay, this is one of the standard template, but still you have multiple templates which you can follow it, but this is the standard template which I recommend students to refer this. Okay, so yes, now, roles and responsibility, whatever you have worked on, please add this roles and responsibility. Okay, this really highlights it, like if you have worked, if you are coordinated as the team lead. Okay, if you're experienced and if you are handling, and also one more thing, with the project you can always mention the team size. Okay, this if you are not mentioning also, it is fine, it can be asked in your interview. Okay, recently I came across one of the student, it was asked in this interview as what is the team size of the project. So just say you are saying it as a 16 or the 20. Okay, in the 20s team size, who are what, how many developers were there and how many test engineers were there, you can expect these things for sure. Okay, and apart from this, your personal details, just had a few things only, keep it very simple. And you can mention the declaration for sure. Okay, you shouldn't miss this declaration part. Okay, so yes, any doubt, guys? Any doubt with respect to the content or the concept or anything which we have discussed till now? I hope it is somewhere a quite a good preparation, not a complete preparation, but yes, a quite a just recall session. It is somewhat like a mock interview and not a proper actual interview. It is, since people who do not know a few concepts also they are present. So yes, if you still yes, somebody is raised, yeah, Vrishali, you can please go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to know, like, based on experience, we decide the resume pages, right?
Correct, yeah.
Like, if I have like 8 years experience, so how many page resume means in my resume, how many page I should keep? Like,
Okay, so how many projects you have worked on?
actually, I have worked in different domains. Like, I have worked in different companies.
Mm-hmm.
So based on that, many projects are there.
Okay, so what you can do is you can at least many project means approximately number, like you have around 7 projects.
Yeah, 7 to 8 projects.
7 to 8 projects. Okay, always keep it very generic. Okay, so in the 7 to 8, first analyze yourself. In the 7 to 8 project, you must be aware that in one of the one or two projects you were not fully involved and where you will be partially involved. Okay, just mention only the projects which where you were fully involved. Okay, so just assume that you have worked in any of the project end to end. That is from the database, API testing, everything you have done it. Okay, if it is a product based, you will be having responsibility to do everything that you have done your manual also, you have done your automation also. So I like only add those projects if that is the case. If you have more projects, okay, add only those projects and just mention during the interview that you were involved. Apart from this, along with this, you were involved with other two projects as well, supporting the team for with the data, supporting the team with respect to the API testing only. So mention only the things which you were fully involved.
And also nowadays, like, I had this type of resume, but
Okay.
nowadays it has been recommended to use a resume with photos and all, and those new templates have come up. So is it like compulsory? Like, because of that, I have changed my full resume format.
Okay, so it is a good thing, okay, that you have asked. Okay, so the photo is not highly recommended. Okay, it is not that you have to put a photo in your resume. Okay, so template again, I mentioned in the beginning only. Always, you can refer any of the template. Okay, but always make that all these things are covered, because these things are very mandatory. That is the professional summary and your project description and the roles and responsibility template. However you want, you can um, uh, prepare it, but always keep it very simple. Okay, do not just make fill it out like a notes. It should not be too many pages. At least maximum, even if you have I've seen people with 10 years of experience having a 3 pages of resume as well. Okay, so it should just be very catchy for the interviewer. So what they should just understand the tools, whatever you have worked. Okay, so in what tool you have worked, so those things you can cover it part. Okay, so, as I told, you can always use the decent font and the colors. Even if you are using templates, multiple templates, do not pick somewhere like orange or some dark colors. Don't pick too much red, all those colors. Just avoid those colors of templates and always go for the standard color somewhere like blue or a gray or very light bluish. Okay, you can always prefer a standard light colors.
And
Anything?
what, yeah,
Yeah.
and what font size will be preferable, and the this type of font means.
Okay, so you can use the Calibri font or you can use the Times New Roman.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Okay, those two are very standard for any of the documentation. Okay, you can always use this border. Okay, for your resume, and Calibre and the Times New Roman both are the standard fonts. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay, cool. So Snehal, yes, please.
Yeah, Rachna, so there will be many people like me who are into manual testing, and we are pursuing or completed the automation course. So how
Correct.
we can project ourselves in the resume? Like we are, we want to enter this new thing, but how to show our experience, or
Correct.
will we be
Exactly.
considered as a fresher there?
Perfect. So it is very good question. So in your automation course, have you done any projects? Have you worked with any of the e-commerce where have you automated on your own any of the website?
The course is ongoing, Rachna. We have
Okay.
not finished it.
Okay, you're already involved with the course. Okay, so always you can do one thing. Yes, along with your manual project. So what you can do is one thing I prefer you guys. This is something like an secret interview tips. Okay, it is not that you're doing any faking out or whatever. So you have your manual testing project, right? Snehal?
Yes.
Okay, so what you can do is, if you are working in your automation testing, okay, so how many projects you have in your manual testing which you have worked? Just say around 3 projects you have, 3 to 4, or 2 projects.
In the whole span, whole
Yeah.
yeah, maybe 10.
Okay, you have 10 projects. Okay, that is huge number. Okay, no problem. What you can say is when you are done with your automation testing course, you will be knowing all the concepts. So that is all the concept is nothing but your frameworks, test engine, whatever framework you are using. Okay, hybrid framework or any data-driven framework. Okay, so what you can do is you can pick up all the skills that you have done in your course and you can see present in an interview that for this particular website I have automated it. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, this is one of the very highlighted point which I recommend for students. Okay, always people who are switching from manual to automation. So you can pick up a manual automation, I mean manual project, and you can say that I am involved in this 80% of manual I'm working on, and 20% I'm involved with the automation testing. There are high chances of selection. Okay, that is if you have worked along with it, rather than saying that I'm done a course and I'm switching for the automation. I recommend you to apply the course skills, and you can add with respect to your like whichever project. Okay, any of the project which you have a very good knowledge from end to end, so mention that project only. So say that I've automated this functionalities, and we have done with respect to the regression testing, and if you are using the TestNG framework, I have done with the grouping, how you have used the framework, how you are doing all those things. So you can just mention only whatever you have done in your course, and whatever project the course the trainer has been explaining. If he, even if he or she is explaining a Flipkart automation also, no problem. Okay, any project. Okay, the thing is you must be knowing the logic, like handle the multiple windows, or handling the weights in the Selenium. These things only will be asked, but this will be high chances of the selection. If you say that you have worked on the one of the project, and I'm looking for an automation to looking for an organization opportunity where I'll be involved with the fully automation, since I worked on this thing. And you can also, along with that, you can say that I've done the course or the certification as well. You can mention it, but also I recommend you guys to not just mention the course, say that you have worked on the project, and be answerable for whatever, prepare in such a way that you are answerable from any point of view the questions will arise. Okay, you're cleared, Snehal?
Yes, Rachna. One more question I have. So
Yes,
always they ask that were you involved in automation framework creation? So how can everyone be involved every time? So
correct.
that is not
Exactly.
possible, right?
Correct. So that is very true. You can say that my teammates, I mean, my team leader or whatever, team leader or your senior QA, whatever. Okay, my colleagues were just involved with the frameworks design. I was not part of that. But you can always say that if I get an opportunity, I'm a quick learner, I'm willing to learn it. Okay, and you can just mention that yes, I'm, if I get an opportunity, I'll be able to do that. Okay, it is not that you must be knowing. You guys know that even the seniors also will a few people also will not be fully knowing the end-to-end framework. If it is a old project, they will be partially involved with the frameworks only, and nobody will be involved with the fully designed. Okay, you can just say that I was not involved with the framework, and if I get the opportunity, I'm willing to work on it. And you can highlight the rest of the points, so the chances of selection will be high. You're cleared,
Yeah.
Snehal?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, cool. Yes, KJ, I guess, is raised hand. Yes, please. Yes, KJ, I cannot see your name
Can
also.
can you
Yes,
hear me?
yes, you're audible. Go ahead.
Okay. So to follow up on her question, I've been manual testing for over 20 years and trying to switch over to automation. But as I'm finding, like she mentioned, so all the jobs, most of the jobs ask about being able to maintain the framework and
Okay,
also automation, being able to add the automation test cases to the DevOps environment.
great.
So those are two things. And I was wondering in your class, the three things that I would be looking for, like you say, to be able to answer the Java interview type questions. And also what I'm seeing, like I said, is that they want you to be able to update and maintain the automation test cases within the framework, and also to be able to add it into the DevOps pipeline. Is that something that you kind of teach in the class that you're offering?
Yes. So, in the session, I have shared you the course content. Let me reshare in the channel. Okay, so yes, we will be covering all the, I'll just share you the content on my screen. And once again, yes, you are there in the group.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, so I've just shared you the content that from the Monday. Excuse me.
Yeah, I pulled it up yesterday because I was the one that asked the question about when does the class start and that kind of stuff. So I asked that question yesterday, but I didn't see anything about, like I said, because, and again, like from the a couple of job applications that I had, they from the e-commerce site, they wanted you to be able to add go to a website, whether it be Flipkart or whatever, to be able to look at the all the items like you shared with the iPhone and be able to add it to a cart. So none of the automation classes that I've seen kind of go from that practical standpoint where you add go to the website, add the item to the cart, and then to be able to look at the cost and stuff like that. So those were a couple of interview questions that I had, and I don't see where the automation classes kind of go to that kind of practicality from that standpoint. Is that something that you also cover?
Okay, so you are just being asked with a workshop. You mean to say the current workshop?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm wondering, in the workshop, do you cover from the standpoint, because from what I've seen, I've taken a couple of these automation courses, but they only just cover the basic stuff. But like the lady mentioned, that went on the interview questions and from the jobs that I'm looking at, they want you to be able to update the framework. They want you to be able to update the automation test cases within the DevOps perspective, and then C, they want you to be able to also take something like an e-commerce site and then be able to go to the e-commerce site, be able to add something to a cart, and that kind of stuff. So, which most of the classes that I've been around and seen, they don't kind of cover those practicality type things.
Okay, so they don't come up with the practical, you mean to say, and they will be covering only the theoretical concepts, correct, right? That is the point.
Yeah, right. So
Uh,
that's why I was kind of interested when you said like the interview question, because that's another thing. There's so much stuff to cover, and then now you have AI coming into the picture as well. So it's kind of hard to focus on what needs to be studied and covered, to kind of get the job.
okay, so yesterday, did you attend yesterday's session?
Yes, I did. Hmm.
Okay, so the scenario-based questions I have been covered with respect to the experienced or the fresher, but still, apart from that, I have just given you the details of the course. Let me share my screen with you once again. Okay, so there in the the thorough understanding of the concepts will be explained there. Okay, so yes. Okay, so as I mentioned here, okay, so in the interview point of view, I've covered few of the Selenium concepts which can be expected questions for sure with respect to the scenario based. And apart from that, I had mentioned in the course content to cover the core concepts of the Java concepts, like what will be the most Java questions programs which will be asked in the interview. And with respect to the resumes, as I told, how to include the few of the highlights of the resume, and we have done with all the coverage of the maximum coverage of what best we can do in this the duration, in this short duration. As you know, this is just a 2 hours of workshop, and this is something like what best we can do has been provided to the public. Okay, anything else you have a query? or you have a content, if you have a content, so your query. So in this will be covering all with respect to the most coverage will be done here. Okay, so you know that in the shorter duration, the what best can we do only will be done. Okay, so yes, here in the automation testing, like where we'll be practicing both the theory as well as the practical session, as it is mentioned here. Okay, so there we'll be going in depth of understanding of the frameworks and how to implement these frameworks and how to create the frameworks and the data driven frameworks and the hybrid frameworks. Okay, and the page object model and the cucumber framework especially. Okay, so yes, at the end of the course, like you'll be able to understand about the automation testing and when to use automation testing and how you can add their I mean how you can execute the test scripts and how you can store the test script in your GitHub. Okay, anything else you have a query?
Well, so yeah, so like, because I have that outline. So if you notice when you within your GitHub and stuff like that, uh, and like you said, so being from the manual trying to go over, so from what I'm seeing, they want 3 to 5 years of automation experience. And like you said, so from a project standpoint, do you have any projects that, like from an e-commerce, that would kind of show, like from an end-to-end standpoint, where you can automate something and then be able to add it? Because in that GitHub, so you'd have to be able to take the GitHub project from that and then be able to add it to a Jenkins and stuff like that, and then to be able to run that automation. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in a lot of jobs that are asking for from an automation engineer. Which, if you look at
Okay.
that, makes sense. What I'm asking.
Got it. I got your point. So you
Oh,
mean to say that I have to show some of the scripts like where to automate the e-commerce website and what are the functions that is being used in the script. So that is what is it?
yeah, yeah, so that you can take that automation because they want to see the end-to-end flow that you can automate from an end-to-end. So you take the manual, so you have some understanding of the manual, you then automate it, and then like you say, you get it into so you store your code into Git, then you take your code from Git and then add it to the Jenkins, and then be able to run that test case from the Jenkins from the CI/CD pipeline, right? So then you have to be able to automate that test case from end to end where you take it from the manual, put it into the Git, and then add it to the Jenkins, then be able to run the test case. So now I don't know if that needs to be a separate, advanced course that goes with this, but that's what I see lacking from all the automation courses. Because, like you say, from the work experience, if you just show
Correct.
that you complete this class, then it doesn't show that you have the ability to work a project end to end. Which, because I put in over 150 applications and 80% of that shows that that's what they want to see.
Okay, so this is a very good thing. So, as I mentioned in the course content, you can just see that there we'll be covering with the live projects on the with respect to the last 10 hours or the last 15 hours during the course. Okay, so there you will be automating your e-commerce website, and apart from that, where you will be having a live project with respect to the data driven, how to store the code in the Git. Okay, so I integrated with the Jenkins. So there in the depth, you'll be understanding of the more. And as I told, since we'll be covering the both the core Java as well as the automation concept. So in the initial hours, so as the course duration is for the 75 hours, and where in the initial 30 to 40 hours, we'll be covering with the core Java concepts, and then followed by the will be beginning with the Selenium WebDriver and covering with 3 to 4 hours of the basics concepts of the Selenium, and then we shall begin with the implementing these concepts in the live projects.
Okay.
Okay, clear?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so yes, I hope we are good to wind up the session. Anybody has any query can reach out to the Isha team. Okay, Yes, you can reach out to the Isha team, and if you have anything with respect to the course content doubt or whatever, you can just DM me on the same WhatsApp number. I'll just come back to you on the same working day. Okay.
And if we take your class, will we be able to ask you some of these questions within the class?
Yes. Sorry, I didn't get you.
I said, if we take your class that's starting next week, will we be able to ask you some of these questions
Yes,
during the class?
please. Sure. So the session will be beginning from tomorrow. Yeah, like let me share the duration. I mean the course link. I'm just sharing shortly after this session. Okay, so there you can just in the demo session where we'll be beginning with all the starting with the automation concepts and then followed by the live project. Okay. Okay. So you are clear? KJ, I guess. You are clear?
Yes. Can you hear me? Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Ma'am,
people. Yes,
how to
yes.
access the recordings, today's and yesterday's recording?
Yes. So team is on leave since it is on weekend. So they will just get back to you by tomorrow morning. They'll send it across in the channel on the
All right.
same. Okay, cool. So if you have any query, you can reach out to the same contact, whatever the Isha, like the number is provided in the channel. Okay, you can just reach out on the same channel. And if you have any query with respect to the course content, you can reach out to me. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, cool guys. Thank you all and thanks for joining and making a time during your weekend. Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you. Good night.
Cool.
Thank you.
Good night. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.